With the rising trend of child rights abuses in our world today, it is not out of place for CSOs, groups, government, law enforcement agencies to raise more awareness on the importance of child rights protection and advocacy in the Ecowas region and the world over. Article 19 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child provides for the protection of children in and out of the home. Little wonder why the WACSOF, that is West African Civil Society Organizations Forum, kickstarts a 2-day capacity training on child rights protection and advocacy on Saturday in Abuja. Participants were drawn from 7 member countries of the Ecowas and WACSOF. The Secretary General of WACSOF, Komlan Messi, emphasized the importance of the regional capacity training of CSOs on child rights protection and advocacy.
My name is Komlan Messi. I'm the General Secretary of WACSOF, West African Civil Society Forum, covering all the 15 countries of West Africa. We cover different domains, okay, like child rights, women, gender, economic development, youth, etc. So the reason we are here today, because it is important to know that children, and also recently Ecowas adopted what we call the child policy, Ecowas child policy. We're here today to do training on advocacy on child right protection, and also advocacy in general in terms of as far as children are concerned. So in the training we will know that there are 4 pillars, for example, for that ECOWAS policy or child policy. One is the right of survival, the right to development, the right to protection, and the right to participation for the children. So we have many CSOs around the region here from different countries. For example, from Liberia, from Sierra Leone, from Benin, from Togo, Mali, etc., Nigeria, obviously. So it is important to have that regional view. This is a regional session to disseminate that policy, the rights, and also to have a sensitization, collective sensitization, to have clear advocacy strategy, and to have a common view, a kind of coalition, regional coalition on child right protection advocacy. So it is important, yeah. Prove the state of advocacy on child right protection as it is today in our different countries, including Nigeria. That is the reason we are training different CSOs, different civil society organizations. Those civil society organizations will go to their respective areas, their respective cities and states to continue the work of dissemination.
He added that after the training, the participants will be well equipped to speak up and hold government and law enforcement agencies accountable on matters related to child rights protection.
You know, a government has the responsibility to protect citizens, and children are citizens, so children need to be protected. And it is not normal that in many countries, people getting kidnapped. So when citizens are trained, are educated, are capacitated, they are ready to speak out. They are ready to tell or to hold the government accountable, to tell them, to question their MPs, I mean, member of parliament, their senators. What are you doing for child right protection? What are you doing to make sure that children are well protected, so children are not abused? For example, we're talking about child marriage, okay? Curbing earlier child marriage. This is a problem. It's an issue in our region. So child labor in some natural resource site and so and so. So all those issues, it is important to have a training of them. So that is the reason we are doing it today, to make sure that citizens are well capacitated. They will be ready then to question their MP, to question their government, to hold them accountable on those issues.
The 2-day workshop features group discussions, questions and answers by participants, some networking, with focus on mainstreaming issues and challenges on child rights and possible solutions, integrating child rights protection into policies and programs, and strategies for effective CSOs advocacy on child rights, among others. Some delegates from CSOs present gave their remarks about the training and their takeaway to benefit their respective communities.
So far, this regional capacity building on child rights and protection advocacy is indeed a wonderful one. In fact, it's indeed a wonderful one because so many CSOs all over, sitting together in one same room and to share idea. In fact, it's indeed a wonderful one. I've learned a lot, and I believe at the end of the whole events, we are going to be able to come out with a resolution, and definitely we'll be able to work together.
The interesting thing about this training is that this is a house full with like-minded people who are already working in the community, people who are frontliner when it comes to child rights and protection. So to be able to see all of us from Africa, West Africa to be specific, in one space and amplifying the issue about protection of child, it couldn't be more emphasized in this space. Not only the protection of child, but the protection of the livelihood of our next generation. And who our next generation? Children of today are going to be our next generation. So, listening to the opening of the whole section, it tells you that the issue that affect children in Liberia is similar to the issue that affect children in Mali, in Benin, in Nigeria. Children need to be children. The rights of children need to be protected. Children need to be cared for. Children need to have an enabling environment that will allow them to grow and become people, better decision makers for tomorrow. So the issues that we are facing right now in the sub-region, we cannot face it because the more you have more educated people, the less likely you have disturbing, war, or instability.
It's what my purpose of being here. It's what I have no regret because of the lessons and informations I have been able to add to my experience about promoting the child rights as well as advocacy. We have also learned from other experience shared by our colleagues from other parts of the country how they're able to achieve or made headways getting the support of the president and the wife as the first lady of that country. So with that, it has given us an insight on how we should also move and actually influence this decision for the interest and benefit of the child right protection and advocacy in Nigeria.
Would you agree with WACSOF? It is time to fight the ugly trend of child rights abuses to a standstill in the West African region and the world at large.
So it is an issue. So we are calling on Ecowas, and also different governments to just, take their responsibilities. Meaning, law enforcement is important, making everybody accountable. So the law enforcement, when we see children are kidnapped, or we see children are getting abused, or different human beings are getting abused, it is important to apply the law. We have to apply the law, and so that is the reason it is important for government to be aware of it and to take action that is under their responsibility for here. And even more than that, and we are happy to have this large participation, and it is important to see that it is very inclusive. We have different people from different areas from Nigeria, from countries like Benin, Togo, Mali, Sierra Leone, Liberia. So this is a regional activities we're doing, and we are happy for the high level of the participation, not only the high level, but the competency of people who are here. And this is, when we question people what civil society is doing, we are doing also capacity building to help citizens to be better, to have a more integrated, peaceful, and developed region. Yeah.
Just to refresh your mind, child rights protection is the protection of children from violence exploitation, abuse, and neglect in and out of the home. With the information and knowledge imparted at this training, stakeholders hope that child rights protection and advocacy will be better and reduce vices against children, as CSOs indeed become voice for the voiceless. Toyin Ajolore, on duty at Abuja, Nigeria.